Josie was on a vacation far away. She'd come around to talk it over, and there was so many things that I'd wanted to say. But, I often like my girls a little bit older.
Not according to the flight logs that I got my hands on. Well, we're back here on the Skimbo Lounge. And when the Skimbo Lounge comes to town, all the hoochies come around. Isn't that right, Rory?
I don't think that's true at all.
I think it's demonstrably true.
I don't think that's moderately true.
I think we've got hoochies coming out our ears, Rory. You just can't
check that one on Snopes.
Face up to the facts.
Do they? Oh, they most certainly lied about that. And they write like 4 pages.
I don't believe that either of these men has ever felt the warmth of a woman, ever, even fleetingly.
That's a good way to start. That's great.
The lunch lady gave me a hug once when I was in 2nd grade because I was crying, and that's the closest I've gotten to second base.
I felt something. It was weird.
Second base is boob, right?
Don't ask me how it works.
Well, now hang on, Rory. Skimbo Lounge investigates because this is where it falls apart for me. So first base, making out.
Sure.
Second base, boob, touching boob.
Yeah, feeling them up.
Third base, fingering and blowing.
Probably.
Oral.
Yeah, gotta figure. And then home base is sex.
Yeah, home base is the whole thing.
I feel like that one's no.
What's anal? A pop fly? A foul ball?
Ground rule double is a Cleveland steamer.
Oh, my goodness. Hopefully it's a grand slam and everyone enjoys themselves. You know what I'm saying?
You say that just when they just slap you in the face. you fucking pervert.
Well, yeah, now we're definitely never going to
hook
up
though.
with women again.
We're sex positive here. You can have yourselves the ground rule doubles and the Cleveland steamer home runs or whatever. You do what you want.
Well, that's
do what you want, listener.
The only reason we joke about sex and talk about it so much is because we're so extremely sex positive.
Oh, sure, I guess. I mean, don't crush my nuts, please. We've joked about it before. Don't.
Nah, Rory's
don't
ball
do
hog.
it. No.
Rory's a ball hog. And as we said at the end of the last episode, this is a completely serious podcast. No. Every opinion or joke that we state on this show is factual.
One of these days, someone's Poe's law. One day, someone is going to hurt me seriously. Now, see, I played a lot of sports when I was a kid because my dad forced me into. I was like, I just want to do theater, and he was just like, we're gonna play soccer. And don't be wrong, I enjoyed soccer up until a point, but I seemed to be that unlucky kid who somebody would always just whale the ball and it would just strike me right in the nuts. I was just always that kid who got hit in the balls and dropped on the field, and everyone stopped play because we need to make sure this guy's balls didn't explode.
Did you dry heave and everything too?
Oh my god! I remember we were playing some random. I'm this tiny. I haven't grown yet. I'm not 6 foot anything. I'm 5'3" at the time, and I'm all of 108 pounds. I'm just out there. I'm just this tiny, wispy nothing. And this one kid on the other team, and he's just, I'll never forget it. Just this stocky, huge guy, and he hit puberty early and was a farm boy. We're out in rural Vermont playing soccer against kids that are wow, they're all. Like our friend who has a kid who's she's wearing 12-month clothes at 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you're like...
Dairy farming stock.
That's going to be a big kid. That's going to be a rugby player. And this guy, I'm going for the ball in one play, and he just sails across and hits me full force with his knee right to my balls.
Ooh.
So hard that it throws me. I go 3 feet, and I just roll, and I'm done.
Wow, knee to the balls. That's rough. Because, you
got that or the soccer ball or somebody's foot.
You got a chance if the soccer ball hits you in the dick. That doesn't hurt as bad as getting hit full on in the balls. Because the dick is just kind of there. If it's not erect, it's not going to hurt as much. If you had a boner playing soccer and you got drilled with the ball, you have bigger problems.
You broke it.
Yeah,
you broke it. Why was this so exciting for you?
You
Rory?
know that happened to some kid out there.
The
he was
world's too big.
Oh God, I'm in goal. Please don't get a boner. Please don't get a boner. No, God.
And gets an errant boner.
Oh, it's coming.
I remember the worst
Heads up, clack.
Because we had this one guy who always coached us. His name was, everyone called him Bagel. And he would just hit the ball. He would kick the ball so fucking hard. And we were just, again, I was in 8th grade, and he'd just walk out, just boom, and sail one. And for some reason, that thing always would hit me in the testicles. Maybe he was doing it on purpose. He seemed
you were
he was
how
kind
old
of an
again?
asshole. So it was like 7th and 8th grade,
Okay, so they
then
had
also
dropped, or
freshman
they
year.
were in the process of dropping.
and also freshman year.
Yeah, okay, so they had dropped.
Yeah, like he was the
Plums on the vine.
Yeah, he was the coach for a lot of those teams, and not good. Not good. It's always one of those things where eventually I'm like, I do decide that I want children, and I go for it. And they're like, you can't. Like, I don't.
Have you been hitting the nuts that many times that you're worried about your sperm count?
Yes. In soccer, absolutely. And then lacrosse, are you kidding? You have a cup on, but you ever felt that ball? Lacrosse ball?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know why? Because you looked me in the face and said, if you're going to play lacrosse, you got to know how it feels to get hit by one of these. Go stand at the opposite end of the hall and
I
cover
didn't.
your face in nuts.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Oh.
Yes, you did. And
Where'd
then
I
you
hit you?
pelted me with it. Hit me right on the fucking meat of the thigh.
Oh, good. That was the first place that I got hit. When my first game ever, I was out on the field, and a crank shot is where you wind down and back with a stick, and you kind of whip it, and somebody hit me right square in that thigh meat. And the play stopped, and I was trying to hold myself up, and I just couldn't.
It's deceptively painful because I think about it a lot, and I'm like, if you got to get hit, where do you want to get hit? Like if you're going to get punched, if you're going to get hit with a baseball bat or a folding chair, these are things I think about all the time.
I mean, maybe. But see, like there's a good chance it's going to break the bone.
You don't want the bat on the arm. No way.
Well, you're wearing pads, and a lot of people wouldn't wear certain pads because they're like, stupid, I don't need those.
Oh, I'm talking about unprotected.
Unprotected.
Like if someone was about to hit me with a bat, where am I going to take? Like, how am I going to position myself to take the blow? It doesn't seem like there's a good option with a bat or a pipe.
No.
Folding chair, you get in a good enough position, they're just going to hit the meat on your back.
I don't even like thinking about it. Like, where would I take this hit? Wherever they're swinging, I guess. Because I clearly didn't react enough where I'm like, I've realized it's going to hit me.
Well, you got that close to an individual with a baseball bat.
He's going to probably hit me in the dome, and I'm going to die. You know, that's a shame.
That or you're going to be a very different Rory on the other end of it. Hey, buddy, you want to go to Pump and Pantry tonight? I love the maple creamies.
Yeah. Like, okay, let's go.
Okay, let's get in your chair.
That's very sad.
Yep. Again, this is a completely serious show.
Yeah, great. I'm glad we went
I
there.
meant every word of that.
I was talking about getting hit in lacrosse, and now I'm special.
Yes, you are special to me. And if anything were to ever happen to you, I'd be very upset. I'm not even bothered by the fact that you mercilessly attacked me with a lacrosse ball.
Hey, but you didn't play, which bums me out now. I wish you'd played.
I ended up doing plays instead.
Yeah, which honestly were better. It was a better community. Like,
Oh, was it?
a little bit. I mean, I remember there were people that tried to do both. Like, I tried to do both 1 year.
Yeah.
And the shit you get because the cross coaches specifically put tryouts during the final week of the play. So you can either do one or do the other.
Yep.
And it's funny because that's the only overlap they had. But they used it to show if you had commitment or not. And I remember one time I was supposed to go to a all-state music festival with a bunch of people. And I got basically guilted into staying to play in this lacrosse game. And we got slaughtered. And a lot of people didn't show up anyways. And I was like, well, I could have had fun with all my friends who did the theater and the music stuff, but instead I stayed here to lose with these assholes who don't even like me.
Yes, an apt metaphor for Rory's life.
High school. This is why.
Did you ever do All-State or All New England, one of the ones that you had to travel for?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I did a couple of those. I did All-State, I think, once or twice.
Yeah.
I just goofed off. I just did not care.
It was just fun.
It was just fun to go and sing and
pandemonium.
hang out and meet other people from different schools.
I did it for saxophone 1 year, and then I completely stopped playing instruments.
Oh, well, see, I was a fine trombone player, but my music teacher hated me. Hated me.
Are we talking about Chisel Whizzle Gizzle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Charlie Gaskinator.
Yep.
He just did not like me for some reason. Just didn't like me. So I never got into, I did jazz band, and it's because I argued with this other girl, Katie, and we would just get into shout fights. And she was a good shit. We had a lot of fun. We were friends. We just yell at each other. And he hated us for that. He hated her, I'm pretty sure.
He was just a misanthrope anyway. He was just such a fucking grumpy dude.
Well, we would play hacky sack after lunch because he had jazz band was third period or third block or whatever we used to call it. And so we would go to first lunch and then come out and we would play hacky sack in the hallway outside. And he always had to come out and get us when it was time to start. So he hated that. He hated that we weren't just ready to go and like eager to play jazz. Don't you understand how fun it is? And then he would just run it into the ground for you.
Come on, this is Dave Brubeck, guys.
Yeah.
Can't you appreciate the Brube?
There were some songs that were just like a lot of fun to play in jazz band, and there were songs that were like very technically difficult. And I'm like, hey man, I'm 15. I don't really give a fuck about that.
Yeah. This isn't like a fun challenge.
No.
Not like in chorus where Mr. Zorn could make it very fun and very challenging to do some weird shit. All that like Hovos Omnes.
Yeah, Mr. Zorn seems like he would have been a lot of fun in Europe in the 1800s in a haunted house. Like,
oh my God, can you imagine?
As like a curator of it.
Just
like,
playing, what do they call the thing? It's not a harpsichord.
Just like
or
organ,
is it?
Some kind of weird harpsichords.
Yeah.
But
ting, 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 ting.
Yeah. Just sitting in a weird house.
Just him totally alone conversing with ghosts.
Yeah, mad as a hatter. Just absolutely off his gourd.
Oh, you're so dead.
That's what he seemed like. He just had a way about him, that guy.
He is. He's just like eccentric European art magnate Santa.
I mean, I remember for one class, and it's not great, but we would just sit and like talk with him all the whole time. And then when it came time to pass in all the paperwork and do that, I was just like, there's no way we're going to get all this done in time. He was like, okay, because he hated Charlie, the band teacher, so much, and they shared an office, that he had an extra room where he kept all of his filing cabinets. He's like, if you can move all those filing cabinets out of there today by the end of class, I'll give you guys a good grade. And we did it. It was
Dude,
a nightmare.
The office he ended up making out of that was
Super
so
cool.
dope.
Yeah.
Except, like, I don't know how that would fly now. I bet you they don't have an arrangement like that nowadays. He had, like, the weird goblet of fire hanging from the ceiling and all this crazy art on the walls.
I'm sure they can't even trust that with the kind of, like, just that's the way the world is now.
Yeah.
You can't have, like, a weird recluse teacher.
Let's be honest. If
pushing
it's
his
Spalding,
office into a weird.
That's a breastfeeding area for young mothers.
Some weird alcove there.
Yeah.
I wonder. I would even wonder what it would be like to go back and see what their chorus looks like now. Or
Not a
their
whole lot
band.
right now, I bet.
Well, yeah. I think you're probably right. The first week was great, and the second week people started coughing.
They're all just trying to sing. Just Wuhan.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Sad to think about.
The whole mask thing is very strange.
What? Like, are people wearing masks at schools? Is that how it's... I mean, they
No,
have to, right?
It's just like every now and then, and this isn't me like taking an anti-mask stance.
Oh, you mean just how surreal it is?
It's just so weird. Yeah, like you at the grocery store and you look around and you're like, fuck, man, we didn't used to do this. This is crazy. Not like it's crazy that we're doing this. It's just like so weird.
Well, I used to have the mentality, because, again, I lived in a lot of cities, where you'd be on the subway and you'd see that person who would come in and they would be wearing the mask way before any of this started, obviously. You'd go, is that for their benefit or my benefit? Are they sick, or are they worried that I'm sick?
I think we know now that it was people in the know who are like, I'm not going to get anyone else sick, and I'm going to cough into my little
I just think
bundle
about it
here.
now. I'm like, did they know the future? They're just like, it's going to happen in like the next 2 years, but I didn't map it right. The quantum continuum, it fluxes, and it could be any time in the next 4 years.
He just pulls down the mask, makes eye contact with you, takes a huge bite out of a dead lab bat.
He's like, oh my God.
Chews while he watches you.
Oh, that's terrible.
And you're like, well, just another day in New York City.
He's got steampunk teeth. He's got a clock in his tooth. Just really weird shit.
I got like a bunch of flack the other day. I was outside walking with my mask pulled down over my neck because I use like, no big deal. I'm one of those cool guys that doesn't just use a surgical mask. I use what's called a buff, which goes all the way around your head. It's kind of like a bandana.
That's pretty
Pull it
hot.
up over your mouth. You look like a fucking badass bandit, dude. You look like you're in fucking Antifa when you wear one of these, okay?
Ooh,
Pretty fucking cool.
you're pretty fucking cool.
But I was outside alone walking down the street getting fresh air, and I had it down on my neck, and some woman pulled over to scream at me about not wearing my mask, and I'm too much of a, like, in the moment,
Where's anybody around?
I'm just, there were people around. They all had their masks on. They all just kind of, like, looked.
Yeah, you make me sick.
So, yeah, apparently I was the asshole in the situation, but I didn't think quick enough, because in the moment I'm just like, and she, like, drives off before I can formulate a good fuck you. But I realized what I should have done was pretended I've been in a coma. I'm like, I don't get the mask thing. Why is everyone wearing the masks?
I just woke up today.
Please believe me.
Just really lean into the skid.
Just
I've been
get
asleep
fun with it.
240 days. Is that enough time? How long has it been? What day are we on?
I don't know. Someone the other day was like 5 months. I'm like, has it only been 5 months?
Let's say it was the middle of March, really, when it started. That's when they should have. I mean, really, like New York, I know anyway.
I mark it
They
with
shut
St.
off-
Patrick's Day because that's basically when shit went belly
yeah?
up for us. Yeah.
I will count all of April as being like official oh shit territory, especially New York. New York shut down at the end of March. But so let's say April, May, June, July, August, and now we're, well into September. So
If you use
almost 6
the half
months.
of September and the half of March, yeah.
Yeah, it's 6 months, just about.
Feels like 6 fucking years, Rory.
It's pretty ridiculous. I feel like I've aged so much. I'm so wise now.
Same with you.
You guys have all been hearing it. Bad people are like bad. Did you know that?
Orange Man bad? Joe Biden
Oh
sleepy?
my God.
Yeah, I don't know, Rory. I just know I know a way we could profit off of it.
Great. Go on.
I have an idea. I'm going to Shark Tank you again.
We already did this.
Would you invest in my idea? It's called COVID Cuties. And it's basically a 12-month calendar. You know how like the firemen will do like the sexy fireman calendar? Mm-hmm. We do sexy people in masks. And like Mr. September is on a ventilator and shit.
Oh, I thought it was going to be that every single month is somebody who contracted COVID in that month.
I mean,
Here's a buff fireman from downtown Boston who likes playing with dogs and hanging out at the park.
his foot.
Yeah, he contracted COVID March 21st, and there he is. They'd have a hard time finding January and February, but those fuckers exist.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't getting like that in the weeds conceptually. I mostly just wanted attractive
Well, then you're
people
not doing it
on
right.
ventilators.
Yeah, you're not doing it
Because
right.
as you know, I have a fetish for the infirm and the disgusting. The more broken a person is, the more I want them.
Yeah, that's why we find the most brutalized COVID patients, and we make a calendar profiting off their sorrow.
Can you imagine if I
You're the
showed up
most
to a hospital
tone-deaf
with a
fucking thing ever.
bouquet of flowers and I'm like, where's the COVID ward?
Just-
Who's your most attractive patient? Who would you be the most upset if when they died? Take me to her.
It's just an 8-year-old girl, and you're like, I've got to go now.
Hang on now, Rory.
Yeah. Look at these flowers, sweetie. And there's just a camera in there. Get well soon.
I'm a film producer from Hollywood. You could call me Mr. Senator.
Oh, that's the wow.
Yo, speaking of which, there is a
It's a dark world we're living in.
creepy fucking movie that is either on Netflix now or coming. And I know you usually wait to the end of the show to throw gauntlets, but I really think you and I need to cover it.
But wait, I'm not funding your stupid idea. Shark Tank over. Go ahead.
That's
your
fine.
Fucking, we got to finish the bit.
Mark Cuban has committed in principle.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he's going to give you 50,000 fun bucks. Disney bucks.
Yeah.
Go on, get down to Disney World, folks.
He liked my amputee a day calendar, so he's pretty on board with most of my ideas. It's this movie. I want to say it's French. It would make a ton of sense if it was French.
Moulin is not French.
Mulan
Is Moulin?
is Mulan. No, it's called Cuties, and it's about preteen twerk team.
No.
Yeah, I think we need to watch it because it is
really
apparently
do not want to get put on that
super
list.
toned. It's on Netflix.
No.
It's apparently super. Well, watch it on someone else's account.
Okay.
Watch it on Tanner's
Do you
account.
know what it's... I mean, go ahead. Say what it's about.
It's about a preteen twerk team.
Yeah.
Let me get the actual Wikipedia up, okay?
I'm trying to,
I'm not saying let's watch it because it'll be fucking titillating, you fucking freak.
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm saying it's probably so tone deaf we should watch it.
What if the whole point of it is to show how horrifying it is?
Wait a minute. Okay.
It's already gone?
I typed it in to Google search. I'll just read you the top headlines and news, okay?
Great.
Why cancel Netflix is trending. Netflix defends Cuties as social commentary against sexualization of young children.
Oh, so there it is.
Cuties controversy. Netflix's French coming-of-age film meets the QAnon era. Ted Cruz falsely claims Netflix's Cuties shows child nudity in call for DOJ probe. Netflix facing backlash for film Cuties. Cuties sparks a firestorm again after its Netflix release.
This is going to make for some pretty fucked up cover art.
Oh, yeah. It's just going to be you and me as young girls twerking.
Great.
Basically.
Let's not
It's
do
not
that.
as weird if we do that.
Let's not and say we did.
Cutie's director
Jesus.
speaks out amid backlash that the film sexualizes children. Netflix stands by it. So, I mean, it sounds like... and no one's talking about the quality of the film itself.
It's a movie or it's a show?
It's a movie. It is a French movie about 11-year-olds who are like...
2.5 hours.
Twerking. It could be. I don't know.
The only part of it I really want to see are the interviews with the parents.
I don't think... Did it say it was a documentary?
It's.
I thought it was narrative, but...
Is it fictional? And they've just used...
Let's see.
Like, what is this?
I'll look at the Vox thing.
I think we're on different wavelengths here.
Sometimes a movie is just a movie, and sometimes a movie becomes an unexpected flashpoint in the ever-escalating culture wars. That's what happened with Cuties, a French movie released this week on Netflix.
Oh.
The film is about a young girl in a devoutly religious family who chafes against her upbringing and wants to join the secular world of her friends. But while that world seems to represent freedom, it comes with its own kind of constriction and danger. I don't know where I got the twerk team thing, but I'm fairly certain...
She joined some sort of hypersexualized dance team.
Yeah, just like, Junior Booty Shakers or whatever. I had a twerk team once called Buns of Anarchy, but you had to be 21 or older to join.
I'll be honest, if it had been a documentary about like fucked up parents putting their kids in like teen pageants and shit like that nowadays, like almost like would have been something I would have watched because those moms are crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, reality TV's got that pretty squarely covered. So this sounds like a narrative.
Honey boo boo.
And I'd like to see if it's just exactly what the director's saying, where it's like it's a commentary against sexualizing kids, or if it was just like sneaky under the radar kitty titillation for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll know pretty quickly.
We always reserve the right to bail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to
if it becomes
back.
uncomfortable, we can leave.
It's gonna be uncomfortable.
Yeah. We'll just
look
watch
at all the controversy. It makes me wonder again, is this just the alt-right spinning up some fucked up thing?
Sounds like everybody's pretty upset about it.
Sounds like everybody's pretty upset.
You know? Because the alt-right, yeah, their whole big thing is pedophiles. They're like their big boogeyman.
Yeah. Well, that's QAnon too nowadays, which again is falling apart at the seams.
Isn't QAnon like a front for pedophiles?
Well, there's something happened the other day where there's like one of the number one QAnon like leak information websites out there got doxxed, or more or less. Like some suit happened. I can't remember what it was, but the owner got found out as being like some high-level money guy. I believe he was based out of New Jersey, and he shut down the site because like he's like just some money guy in Jersey doing this. He's not like connected to any campaigns. Yeah. He's not high in politics. And I'm not saying that he is Q, but apparently he's like some sort of connection. And like, look at it this way. Like journalists every day when they do stories, people know who they are. They put their identity on the line. That's why sometimes they get murdered, especially in other countries. And then you've got assholes like this spreading bullshit online, trying to hide. And then he gets found out for who he is, and he just immediately shuts everything down. If he's telling the truth, if all this stuff is legitimate, and the second you get out as being who you are and you run and fucking hide, I got a feeling it's bullshit. That's how I feel anyways. Like, you're not standing behind what you just fucking did.
Well, it's the Alex Jones of it all, too, which is like...
Well, at least Alex fucking Jones stands out there and like doesn't wear a goddamn mask. He says his crazy bullshit, and
But it's also like if he was right about any of this, they would have killed him. And the idea that he's controlled opposition is like, you can't control him. He can't control his own cholesterol.
Yeah, no, he's got some problems. It's the kind of thing where I sit there and go, there's the reason Alex Jones exists is because there's those people out there that go, if even 1% of what Alex Jones says is right, I'm terrified. And I'd be probably right on board with them, except everything Alex Jones says is fucking crazy.
Yeah. We don't need to get into Alex Jones.
No. Not without Bobby. Yeah. Not without Bobby here to do an excellent, spot-on Alex Jones.
Bull vitality. I listen to that from time to time, and it brings me such joy. Thanks, Bobby. Try me. Yeah. We also need him back to do more Chris Farley for us.
Uh-huh.
You stop your yapping.
It's the kind of thing where one day I would love to get a budget for a movie. And there's always a part for Bobby Gagliani. Oh. Anytime I write anything, I'm like, where can I put Bobby in this? Where would he go?
I'm putting him in the COVID cuties calendar.
Yeah, you got to make it Bobby twerking. How do you feel about that, Bobby?
I'm going to have Bobby twerking on a big pile of dead bodies that are waiting to go into the incinerator.
He's getting married soon. That'll be his wedding gift. It's just this awful thing that follows him on the internet for the rest of his life.
It's just him biting into a bat. Giving an enthusiastic thumbs up.
We won't do it to you, Bobby.
It's just Bobby and Mulan eating a bat together.
they're on
That's
horseback.
the album art for the week.
On horseback. Let's get down to business. That movie is not doing as great as they thought it was in China. It made like $26 million.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Who gives a shit?
No, it's the fact
this is what Hollywood deserves. If you're just going to pander to China.
Well, I saw a metric the other day where they showed the original Disney movie and the ratings, and then they show the remake of it, and every single one of them was worse.
Because why would you remake a cartoon? The cartoon is special because it's fanciful and it can't remind you of real life.
If you're remaking an old sci-fi film, if you're remaking something because back in the day they had an incredible concept and they just didn't have the technology to put it up on the screen in the way they truly envisioned it. Look at the remakes of Star Trek. I really enjoy that stuff sometimes, except for apparently Picard, which I haven't seen yet, but apparently it's terrible. But I like it when they remake old stuff and they're like, we've got the technology to make this really great now. And they take a really good go at it. I like that stuff. But remaking old cartoons that were like made by hand and like have this amazing craftsmanship and these really great stories, and you just kind of throw this live action shit up at it. I'm not interested. I'm not interested at all. I'll watch the Judge Dredd remake 1,000,000 times over. I'll watch the new Mad Max. I'll watch what was the other? Blade Runner was pretty good. I like Blade Runner. Those are good ideas. Again, sci-fi, I think, translates well to that. If you're going to do that, there's a fucking shit ton of terrible sci-fi movies from the 1980s that are great concepts executed terribly.
But you know what would be sweet? If somebody came up with an original fucking concept for
That'd
once.
be fantastic.
So that you don't have to remake The Lion King.
Oh, of course, yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, if they came up with something original, that's one thing. That's option A. I'm talking about if you have to make remakes, there's a fuck ton of good ideas that weren't executed well that you can take another go at. Hell, give it 15 more years and try to do In Time again with that Justin Timberlake movie, whatever it was called.
Oh, yeah, where you buy
time and it's on your arm. I kind of like that concept. I think there's a good idea there, but then they just turn it into this shitty futuristic gangster movie and the crumbling of society.
That's what they all become. It was the same thing with Project Power. Mm-hmm. They never trust the concept. They're like, shit isn't exploding.
Yeah.
We have to blow something up. Justin Timberlake needs to take his shirt off and titillate a woman. Because if he doesn't do that, if theater owners are not scotch guarding the seats of their theater,
oh my God,
then we have not done our job.
That'd be the worst thing ever, is you come in for the showing after and you sat down and like it's for some reason what's the worst thing a seat like that could be made of? Just all spongy and you're like, oh my God, someone spilled their drink on this.
Whatever they're made of is the worst thing it could be made of.
Well, time to watch Fast and the Furious with Vin Diesel. Look at him. He's going to pilot that car into the comet.
It's a movie about family.
We go family. They're going to add Paul Walker with CGI. Underneath that's Chris Tucker, I hear.
Yeah. Hey, Dom.
I'm absolutely watching that film.
Can you stop naming people I can't do impressions of? I can do impressions of them. I can do killer impressions of them.
CGI Robin Williams.
Oh,
that's all you got.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
There you go. That's great.
Now, here's the question. If I grandfather in like an Eddie Murphy impression as Robin Williams doing Eddie Murphy, does that put the onus of racial insensitivity on Robin Williams, who's dead?
I would say that you've already failed because you're having the conversation.
So
the second you
it's
do
a hypothetical.
it's a hypothetical. I'd say in that hypothetical situation, you might have gotten away with it. But it really depends on what our audience thinks, because I can go ahead and stipulate one way or another. All it takes is for one person out there to get pissed off and write the first angry email.
It's funny that you think our audience thinks.
Oh my God.
They listen to this podcast.
No, you're taking cracks at the audience.
That's right.
Why don't you just grab
If you out there can read,
jingle your keys for them.
We got quite a show for you guys. We're going to teach you the alphabet.
Oh my God. This is a bar of soap. Just Andy Kaufman.
That's true, man. I'm nothing if not an old school wrestling heel.
That's a fantastic.
And the people know this.
It's a fantastic story, Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, watch Man on the Moon, you guys. That's a good movie.
It makes me wonder if years from now we're just going to find out. The closest thing to Andy Kaufman has been, I think, since like Joaquin Phoenix did that documentary.
I'm Not Here.
Yeah,
or
whatever it was, where he confused a lot of people.
The only part of that movie that really stood out to me was he's looking out the window at one point, and he looks back at the cameraman and he goes, "Do you ever look at hookers and just like wonder what their little buttholes smell like?"
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure it was very shortly after that I turned off. I was like,
okay, the movie just got interesting.
I'm gonna have to give this a moment. I'm pretty sure is what I thought of that.
Let's walk this out. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, it's very interesting that you say Joaquin Phoenix because I thought you were going to say Eric Andre. Not that I agree.
That's
because he and Sacha Baron Cohen, I think, are doing a much different thing. You know what I mean?
Sacha Baron Cohen is just fooling people who are stupid.
Eric Andre's on acid all the time.
Eric Andre's on acid. He's going out doing weird things to people in front of a camera. I worry about Eric Andre's style of comedy because it emboldens a lot of people on YouTube to go out and do fucked up shit and try to one-up each other. Mm-hmm. And you just end up getting people on camera punching people in the back of the head and running away. I'm not saying that one correlates with the other too much, but like the whole unknown people minding their business, like I've got a little bit more of an appreciation for that now that I've been at work downtown New York City.
You are the one that was taking pictures of strangers for the Instagram.
Listen,
I don't want to hear it.
I'm fine with taking pictures. They know nothing. They're none the wiser. If I was like, and then I took a picture of them, like, you're famous now, and I ran away.
Now you sound like Tom Green, and I'm into it.
But you get what I'm saying. Don't you fucking naysay me. I took pictures to shame people too. I took pictures of people who were like playing their music like loudly for everyone to hear.
You justify it however you want, Rory.
I just did. So
whatever helps you sleep at night.
And that other guy, he wore too much denim.
He should have known. Look at the state of you.
Look at you. I was actually honestly very jealous of his jean jacket. It was very nice.
I don't get why that's a weird move.
It's a great
to wear
jean jacket.
All denim.
Jean jacket, jeans on.
Jean jacket, jeans,
hey,
and
mister,
a jean shirt.
You're ready for a fight.
Exactly.
Or a Michael Jackson remake video.
It's like, you look stupid. It's like, I'm not going to look stupid when I'm kicking your ass and taking your woman.
Thanks you very much, son. I've got to get off here. Hops away.
Shimon.
I mean, I saw the craziest shit ever on the subways in New York.
We've talked about it on here before. Do you have one that you haven't told us about that's like fucking nuts?
I mean, there was the guy who came on in all spandex with his bike. Like I can't remember where I was coming from. It's like a weird day. It was like Saturday, and he was a courier, and he was talking to an old lady about what he did. And I came in and sat down, and he just had his little boombox, and it was just playing, like, again, something that Eurotrash Rory would love. And he's just sitting there talking to this old lady about how much weed he eats a day, how he eats in edibles, and he's basically eating like 3 grams or something per ingestion every 3 hours of a highly concentrated edible. And he's just high all the time and just goes out and bikes. And this dude's in fucking shape.
Interesting.
But he is stoned as shit. He's got his little fanny pack on. And again, he's got his music on his bike and he's sitting there kind of dancing. And he's jacked and he's wearing just spandex shorts. So there's not a damn thing for the imagination of anybody. And so we're all just sitting there listening to him have this conversation and wearing this. Again, like he's out of the fucking 80s, dude.
See, those are the people that bother me, and I'll tell you why. Because that guy gets to eat weed all day. He's in tremendous shape. He's got a hog. He's attractive.
Well, you could tell he was just like eating like a little button of candy, and it just was like super jacked.
But
and if he just ran on it and he just biked all day long.
And the reason I hate him is because he
can
gets
do that.
to spend his day immersed in such frivolity. That's why I never really hated the like downtrodden construction worker who had concrete all over his pants and was carrying his hard hat with him. When he wanted to play Despacito loudly through his fucking portable speaker, I got less mad about that than Sunshine over here. Because Sunshine's got a lot to live for. This other fella, not much. So if he wants to play his music for the rest of us on the car, I'll let him.
I'll say it's also a situation, too, where it really depends on your mood as well, I think.
Sure.
You know, like if you're like, there's a difference between a guy doing that at 1:30 in the afternoon, which is when it happened to me, or waking up at the ass crack of dawn and getting on a train because you've got to get to work and having some dude bowl in with a heavy ass speaker in his backpack bumping something fucking heavy, and you're just like, I just don't like. You've got headphones in, maybe you're watching Netflix on the way to work, you've got something calm and you're listening to it. You're listening to something yourself, and then somebody comes in and just spoils your fucking moment. You're gonna be fucking mad at them. You're gonna be pissed.
You're not gonna have a good time on the subway in the morning anyway. It's always like a Turkish bazaar at rush hour.
Well,
anyway.
I got happy on the subway from the second place I lived. Again, when I lived in Harlem, it was coming down through the Bronx, and by the time it hit 116th Street, it was always a packed fucking show. So that sucked because you never got a seat. You didn't get a seat until you hit Times Square, and everybody got the fuck off, or 42nd Street or whatever the fuck it was, and you get to Grand Central and everybody fucks off, and maybe you're going to get a seat if you're lucky. But when I moved onto the R train, it was like one of the first stops on the way down, and I always got to sit down. It was fantastic because I was riding that shit all the way down. And then opposite way, it was one of the starting stops, so I always got to sit down. So it was kind of great both ways, except for the fact that it took 2 hours to get to work and back. So that kind of sucks.
Well, it's over now, Rory.
You're right.
It's all over now. New York City's not coming back.
What if tomorrow is just like it's on fire? You're just like, let's stay on New York. No, it's just a big fire.
I mean, it's gonna be because we got Meatball Cuomo being like, Trump better bring an army here. I'm like, all right, tough guy.
Don't taunt him.
Don't
taunt him anymore.
Don't
honestly.
give him an excuse, buddy.
He's just stupid enough to be like, okay, and then that happens.
Basically, I'll show that dumb guinea who's boss.
And you sit there and you go, wait, this isn't what I wanted. And it doesn't matter now because it's already done. And Trump did another stupid fucking thing. I don't want to get too much into it. But
no, we won't get into the weeds. I kind of wanted to dovetail back to the whole cuties thing.
I don't want to dovetail back to cuties.
I do, but for a specific reason, Rory, because we're talking.
Don't want to.
First of all, we're going to watch this movie. Maybe we should watch this one together. Or is it weird if two guys watch the Cuties movie together?
No, I think that's the best way to do it.
Accountability if we're together.
Yeah, there you go.
So I can put your hands where I can see them, Rory.
We didn't do anything wrong. Wink. Great.
It doesn't count if you help each other out.
You ever heard of the Dutch Rudder? I was watching Zach and Miri make a porno the other day. Greatly crafted movie. Big fan.
Movie. Huge.
Got some flaws with it structurally, but what doesn't from that time? Just a fun comedy.
That was when Kevin Smith discovered weed, and it kind of
mellowed him out a little bit.
Well, it kind of ruined his creative process. Like his movies have sucked since he became a stoner.
What was your you think?
Anyway, Cuties. So we're gonna watch Cuties, but
I was like, I guess no,
because I have to know.
I think he just got lazy and rich. But go on, you're right.
Sure.
We don't need to talk about rich Kevin.
Yeah. The whole thing with Cuties is either, like I said, we're going to know immediately if it really is any kind of social commentary or if it was just kind of made arbitrarily. I'm interested in that because if you don't do this movie right, it is one of the most wrong-headed things you could come up with in 2020. But what it made me think of is that fucking movie you showed me. What is it called? Twinkletoes? Tiptoes.
But that was made a long time ago. And that doesn't really give it a pass, but we don't know what the tone of that movie is either.
Hard to get a read on it because the trailer you showed me.
It has Matthew McConaughey, Gary Oldman,
Kate Beckinsale
in it. Who? There's another famous actor in it. I can't remember who though.
Really? Well, I mean, it'll spoil what the movie's about if I say who it is.
Well, not him.
Oh, different one?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Tiptoes.
Why don't you go ahead and tell people who Gary Oldman is playing in the movie?
No, you go ahead. I can't ever say it right.
Damn it.
I can't.
Achondroplasia.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman in this film plays a dwarf.
Yes.
I guess they prefer little person. It's a achondroplasic dwarf.
Yes.
You can't say midget, except for when I just said it now.
To tell you that you
can't. To prove a point that you cannot say midget. I can say midget for the purposes of telling you it's not okay to say midget. But you cannot say midget. Midget.
Now do it with something else, asshole.
If I feel like doing the editing tonight, I could just let some slurs fly.
Yeah, great.
No, we don't do that here.
Yeah, won't that be fun?
Anyway.
So everybody in the movie, there's a lot of little people.
Because Matthew McConaughey apparently is the only like regular size, fun size, king size. Like if we're going by candy bars, what is he?
Person.
Yeah.
he's taller than the rest of them.
Sure.
And he's getting married to Kate Beckinsale. And their families, and I don't even think Kate Beckinsale knows that that's what he comes from. That's his family. And so it becomes the commentary of a movie. And it's about the two families coming together for their wedding and them having a kid.
Well, and again, it's just the way the trailer was cut for this movie. I just sat there with my mouth open because I'm like, the trailer makes it look like the most wrong-headed. It's just a bunch of little people doing coke and drinking and like shaking their titties in hot tubs. And then talking about, like, it's hard to find love like this. I'm like, why do you care about love? You've got naked titty little person hot tub parties. But
again, it makes it seem like they take light of it. And you're like, well, what?
But then you showed me an actual clip from the movie. And I remember saying to you, I was like, my instinct is to laugh, but they're not doing anything funny, which means I'm laughing at them for being little people, which is not my instinct.
So there was nothing comedic about it. It's just bad writing.
It's just the way
There's a reason you haven't heard of it before. It's not like they were like, oh yeah, remember that great classic, those thought-provoking films and weird ones? Like, remember Being John Malkovich? And also, do you remember Tiptoes? Like, it doesn't get brought up in conversation because it's probably a bad movie.
Well, either everyone wants to forget that they did it, especially now. Gary Oldman would catch so much shit for playing an achondroplasia dwarf.
Yeah.
I don't want to make fun of these people, but it seems like the movie is, but the movie's not doing it in any overt way.
Well, again,
it's just uncomfortable.
It's about them kind of having this weird, awkward mingling of their family and another family that's not ready for it, basically. Like, what would you do if you were put in a situation where Kate Beckinsale was in your family and you went off and she was marrying handsome Matthew McConaughey and then his whole family is little people? Wouldn't that be something? This is how these people are going to react. And that's what they kind of pitched the movie as. But we don't know because we didn't watch it.
But that's literally just like a what if. Like, if the movie was about anything else thematically, like, you know, our bodies may be little but our love is big, or some corny fucking thing like that,
when was it made?
then the movie can justify its existence. I don't know. It looks like early 2000s.
It was made in the early 2000s or the 90s.
Well, I have to ask you, why was Peter Dinklage, who is in the film, not playing the Gary Oldman part?
Maybe he was too young at the time. Gary Oldman being much older.
He looks so uncomfortable in this movie. How did they do it? How did they make him smaller? Like, his hands are nubby and stuff.
They put him into crutches probably and got him to, like, lean down on his legs.
But how they do his, like, head and stuff. His head is, like, misshapen.
I think if you look at Gary Oldman now, you'll realize he has a very misshapen head.
He's just been a gourd this whole time.
Just taking cracks at Gary Oldman. He has a very strange head, that Gary Oldman. And you can do a lot of things with makeup prosthesis, you know. They did something. They put big glasses on him and...
It's also Matthew McConaughey.
It's Matthew McConaughey, Kate Beckinsale, and Gary Oldman in what it was called in the trailer as a knockout performance.
I
That's
think,
all I got.
I think they had to knock him out with ether to make him sign that contract. And he woke up and was like, I've got to do what?
Well, it's
in
one of those
movie
things where
about who?
you think you're doing something amazing and you read the script and you're going, this is great.
What a challenge for me as an actor to play an achondroplasic dwarf.
My favorite one was where he was he was on trial at The Hague. I can't remember what that movie was.
Oh, The Hitman's Bodyguard. That movie sucked.
No, I liked his role in that where he's a monster. It's great. It's a sucky movie. It's great though. I love that.
Yeah, he was like some Serbian
some
butcher or
Serbian
some
piece
shit.
of shit. I'm trying to think of another movie I like with Gary Oldman in it, but that's the one that came to mind.
I don't like Gary Oldman as bad guys. Think about it.
I love Gary Oldman as a bad guy in that.
Now, in Leon the Professional, he's the corrupt cop that's always on coke. Who we're going to kill? Everybody!
Oh, yeah.
Him in The Fifth Element. Same director, too, Luc Besson.
The Fifth Element is a terrible movie.
It's so
It's
cheesy.
a bad movie. I'm sorry. If you like The Fifth Element, you're totally entitled to like The Fifth Element. I think everybody should watch The Fifth Element, but it tries to do way too fucking much. They developed this really weird world and like the giant like turtley looking fucking things. I don't even know what you call them. Like they just kind of waddle in. I was like, am I watching Hitchhiker's Guide? Is that what this is?
Yeah, the production design on this thing was all over the place.
It was all fucking over the place. They've got ancient scrolls and things, but when the people come and they put their little finger key hole into the thing and start everything, well, you're mixing too many things here, you know. And then Chris Tucker comes in and yells. He's got that hair. And
I also think Bruce Willis is a shitty actor, so it just it had a lot of strikes against it.
yeah, Bruce Willis was the wrong pick for that. I mean, he was the right pick if you could work with Bruce Willis. Like, if Bruce Willis was willing to work with you, you could probably, he had the right look for that role, I think. It's hard to envision someone else in it. I guess, really, if you had someone better, they would have done a better job. But then you need to get different writers, and you need to come up with a different concept. The Fifth Element, just all around, was just a big fucking mess.
Yeah.
Just a big fucking mess of a movie. That woman, she was the singer, and she had the element inside of her. And you're like, what the fuck is that about? Why did she have that? You don't ever explain any of this shit. You're just watching fucking stuff happen. And that's why I hate The Fifth Element.
All right. Has a dope soundtrack, though. That
Yeah,
I will
it's
give
beautiful.
it. The soundtrack to The Fifth Element is
It's great.
bananas.
Sure. Everyone go listen to the soundtrack to The Fifth Element and watch it once and go, what the fuck was that? Is that Mila Jovovich?
Is it?
It might be.
Let's go to the tape. I think it is.
I think that might be her.
It's Mila Jovovich or it's Uma Thurman.
No, it's not Uma Thurman. 100% it's not Uma Thurman.
Okay, The Fifth Element.
Listen, I know my Uma Thurman movies, and I loved Paycheck.
Mila Jovovich.
All right, so I was right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just all over the place conceptually. It's a fucking clown car of farts. Just, I don't even, you think you're going to get something different. Oh, this will be fun. You get into it, but it's just, you get in there and it's just farts. You get out afterwards and go, why did I do that? Why did I do that?
Yeah.
2
Why
stars.
did you do that, Rory? Why did you hotbox that poor clown's car?
Don't feed me spicy food.
So, all right. I think I've got it, Rory, all right?
Uh-huh.
Are you ready?
I'm not.
You know how we always do 2 movies?
No.
Yep. Yes. We watched Project PP and the other one, The Dumb Road. We watched The Wrong Missy.
Yes.
And what was the other
Last Days of American Crime.
The Last Days of American
The
Crime.
worst pile of shit ever. Fuck you, Tyler.
We
Monster.
we are going to watch Cuties and Twinkletoes.
Tiptoes. I don't want to.
We have
I
to.
really don't.
I think the precedent is
Well,
set.
we're going to review that. We're going to listen. We're going to have to review those in those 10-minute things that we want to do.
I think so.
But then we also have to do. We have to do another 3 movies. Then what should we do? I know one of them.
I know I want one of them to be that Steven Seagal, A Good Man movie.
Okay, well, I wanted one of them to be Steven Seagal Under Siege.
Okay, well, we can have 2 Seagals.
So, A Good Man, Under Siege, Tiptoes, and Goonies, did you say? What was it called?
Yes, Ghoulies is the name of the other one. Cuties.
Cuties.
Like
I
the
wish
Clementine.
you would have let me go with Goonies, because I'd be like, no, we're watching Goonies. Reviewing it for 10 minutes. And then we got to come up. If you guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a week. What?
I was going to say, are we going to let them pick The Fifth Element, a.k.a. the 5th movie?
I mean, if we want, I don't think they'll respond. We can put out a poll. Can we do that?
Oh, we can put out a little solicitation.
Go to our Survey Monkey. No, that's too much work.
Please fill out. Do you think President Trump is doing a good job or a great job?
Literally anybody that knows us, just text one of us and tell us any movie. We're going to watch Tiptoes. We're going to watch this depressing pedophile movie. We're going to watch A Good Man, which is Steven Seagal at his greatest. No. Then we're going to watch Under Siege, which is Steven Seagal at his greatest. And then we're going to watch a 5th, hitherto unknown movie. You guys are going to go ahead and you can Gmail us at skimbolounge.com. You can hit us up on Instagram. Just follow us and send us a message. If you don't follow us, it won't show up. It'll be requested. I will reject it.
Yeah, we just don't ever see those.
I will reject it because I'm an asshole. No, I won't. You can go ahead and just put the comment in the little ticker tape thing here on SoundCloud. If you're listening on SoundCloud, you can just throw it right in there.
I mean,
want
you
you
guys are
guys to
smart.
listen to. I want you to watch 8 episodes of Bob Ross and talk about it.
No.
No.
It has to be a movie.
It's got to be a movie, I
and
guess.
it should be painful. Take it seriously. Do your diligence and go, I've got it.
I don't want it to be. I don't want to have to watch like 2.5 hour movie to talk about it for 10 minutes. Shit. It was shit. I hate you. Shit. Because that's what I'll do. But no, yeah, pick whatever you want. Just as long as it's a movie.
Yeah, our 10-minute episodes really did just kind of turn into movie reviews, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, we don't have to do that. We can save the last one to be our own. Because let's be honest, nobody's going to say anything to us.
Well, I was trying to think of something more creative to do with the 10-minute format.
And that's how you get your sailboat in a bottle.
Oh.
Ooh, 10 minutes. We're up.
We could watch that creepy Scared Straight heroin movie my dad has. When I was 10 years old.
Puking in a bucket.
he sat me down and made me watch a movie that I believe was produced in Vermont about the victims and families of opioid addicts.
At 10?
Yes. It was when I turned 10, it was like time to learn about heroin.
Is that 5th grade?
Yeah. Yes, because I think I was 11 when 9/11 happened.
It's like 5th. Yeah, 6th grade is 11, 12, I believe. So
6th grade is 11, 12.
So it's 9, 10.
12, 13, 10. Yeah, so yeah, 5th grade.
Mm-hmm. And he shows you a opioid dependency film.
Yes.
He did not.
No, he did. I bet it's still upstairs in the VHS cabinet.
It's still sitting. It's in the VHS.
It's been watched one time. Because it was basically just a lot of parents crying and saying, I haven't seen my son in 3 years. Last I knew, he was prostituting himself in La Jolla just to get a taste of the junk. And that's the last I knew. So you should never start, 10-year-old. Don't do heroin, 10-year-old.
We made sure that this was shown to people at age 10.
Your family's going to give you all the sugar you could ever want. You're fat as shit.
But
don't do heroin.
Don't do heroin. Here's a car crash. Oh, my God.
Oh, Jesus.
This person was on heroin, we think.
Yeah, why didn't they show me a movie about, like, bread? And it was just like some 600-pound guy being airlifted out of his... Time for my weekly bath at SeaWorld. Shamu and I like to gossip about the other ladies.
This is the only place they can get my weight because I break the regular scales.
My blood type is ragu. Like,
that's very sad.
Where was that movie? I could have used that one.
Yeah, right.
You had me at needles to not make me do heroin.
More fat hate. More fat hate from you.
Yeah. I'm fat phobic as fuck.
More self-loathing.
Yeah.
Really? Haven't we done that
it's
on like...
the bit.
We've done that on like 4 episodes now.
We should do an entire episode dedicated to us just itemizing every part of my body and going, this is what's wrong with it. Because I do that every day anyway, so I might as well get paid for it.
So like half an episode of Howard Stern?
Yeah. Show us your tits, sweetheart. Howard, I'm a man. You heard what I said.
You heard me.
Hike up that skirt. Excuse me, it's a unisex chemise.
Thank you, Kyle. I'm going to start doing that. Oh, that's a great blouse you're wearing. It's a unisex chemise. Thank you very much.
I like your shirt. It's really rad.
I'll make a lot of friends in Montpelier and Burlington, and maybe I can find myself a sugar daddy in Stowe.
Yeah, you'd thrive in that system, I think.
Get me a Chablis, Eric.
A Chablis.
Get me a Chablis. I don't really like it. I just order it because it's expensive and it sounds fancy and French.
Actually, yeah, you'd be great at being a sugar baby to like some older gay guy.
Marco, get me a Chablis.
I don't care that that's wrong. Just get it. You do. Yeah, you would thrive in that system because I think you would. You
push
would
him downstairs.
Well, you're skipping some steps.
Well, first, you've got
to give him a sponge bath first.
I got to figure out where the vault is, and that's it. I got to learn the combination of the safe so I can get out of there, and then I make it look like an accident. I spill some of the wine that he's been giving me, right? I just spill some at the top of the stairs, and I ask, "Oh my God, come quick!" And he just runs down and just eats shit down all the stairs.
Reginald!
And he he really hurts himself at the bottom of the stairs. It's like that documentary, The Stairs.
The Staircase. Nice
staircase.
Try, Rory.
Yeah, whatever. And mine's called The Stairs. But again, he's rich. He's got those nice stairs, like hard and wooden, or maybe even some kind of rock. Maybe I even argue that he needs to have
stair. What the fuck? Rock?
It's like new.
Do you
new
mean marble?
Like some kind of like slate something, and they're very sharp.
What rich person has slate stairs inside their home?
We will. And he just falls down really jagged. They're supposed to give you good footing, but that stuff, that skateboard wax that you put on like curbs, I just slick them up real good. And he falls down and hits the bottom and doesn't die for a while, but I don't do anything.
You don't even give him a fucking sponge bath as he lay dying?
As he lay dying? No.
Because you just see him, he just looks up, he goes, "Oh, Rory, I had a feeling you would do this. I was hoping it would be you."
I'm like, I need to clean the skateboard wax off of the stairs so that there's none the wiser.
In a moment. First, lay here with me, and you have to spoon him while his hip is like bent back behind his shoulder.
I'd assume that the person that I end up doing this with is like they're emotionally distant. That's how they're abusive. I mean, nothing sexual ever happens. They just like watching me harm myself.
Yeah. Okay. Nice try trying to get out of that one, Rory.
Nope.
Nothing sexual happens in a sugar daddy relationship. Oh, okay, Rory.
Hey, those girls are just in it for the nice vacation.
Yeah, our buddy who
nothing
was
is-
briefly a sugar baby tried to tell us that, and we were like, it's okay.
It's fine.
You can be honest.
Yeah, it's whatever.
No shame. You're doing it because
Darn,
you
I
want
tried
jewelry.
to get out of it. He played me like a flute.
She's like, I'm doing it for a research paper. And we're like, you're doing it for a diamond tennis bracelet. That's fine.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Like, I'm not going to judge you, but that's bullshit.
Get an Xbox from this guy. We'll take it.
Yeah. You think I haven't seen worse? I have.
Yeah, I've seen people who do it for free. I have done it for free.
Yeah, it's called a relationship. Those aren't free, Rory.
Oh, you stupid bitch.
Oh, that's depressing.
Yeah, well, what are we looking at time-wise here?
It's been about an hour.
Okay.
We're creeping up on an hour. We're within like 5 minutes of that, minus the bullshit we said at the start, which is probably a couple of seconds.
I've got a message here from Bumble that says only a few seconds stand between you and a fire match.
Oh boy,
Go for it.
That sounds really exciting. And then you're just like, and you just kill yourself with a claw hammer.
I mean, yeah, 10 minutes on Bumble, that's enough
I'll
because
take
no one ever
pictures.
swipes right on me.
I will put them on your Bumble. You'll get so many matches, and then I'll bring you to Pub and Pantry for some ice cream.
It's my
Again.
special day.
See, we called it back. See, it happened to you this time.
Pump and Pantry getting a lot of free press.
Yeah, give
but they
us
deserve
free
it. Their
ice
maple
cream.
creamies are fucking insane.
I wonder if they're closed.
Dairy Cream was closed. We fucking
Fuck
drove
you,
all the
Dairy
way
Cream.
there. Your website says you're open, by the way, dickheads.
It's a bad Yelp review right there for you.
You people are fucked now.
Literally tens of people listen to us too. Watch out.
We are initiating the Skimbo Lounge boycott of the Dairy Cream. You heard it here.
No, we'll be there next season.
Yeah, you fucking kidding me? They make that sweet Blizzard thing. I'm not giving that up. I don't know. I hope to not be in Vermont next summer. I hope to be somewhere else.
I hope to have $10 million next summer too. I mean, come on.
Why do you think that's unrealistic?
I'm living on the moon with 3-boobed Daenerys Targaryen.
Oh, there's a callback.
They're just hanging out. Me and Zero Trash Rory. We're living in a bubble on the moon.
You don't think we'll get out of here by next summer?
I think that people need to smarten up, and with schools opening and business continuing, I think they've said that 60%, not to like hit you with a bunch of sad COVID numbers on the show, but they say 60% of people need to get COVID for there to be herd immunity. And that's about 2 million deaths at this current rate. If that many people in the population get that sick, in order for us to be able to just walk it off and have it be like any other flu or anything else next season, if it comes back, for us to have like some kind of immunity to the strains like we do the flu, it's 60%. It's 2 million people. So that's not a lot, whatever.
Well, it's worth it if I get to eat in an Applebee's again without wearing a stupid mask.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Actually, the mask, again, is the best thing that ever happened to me. Because I am a dish when I'm wearing a mask.
Yeah, don't see how shitty and botched my facial hair is.
I mean, that's what I'm saying is
There could
all
be
they
something
can see are the
handsome under there.
eyes. And we're trained actors, so all of it comes from the eyes.
Hello there.
Do you know how much eye boob my eyes have gotten?
It sounds like a really dirty way of being like, do you know how much cleavage I've stared at
I'm
during
just
this
gonna
pandemic?
rub my open eyeballs on people's breasts.
That's what that sounds like. I've been staring at a lot of girls' boobs during the pandemic. Sir, we can see you. The eyes are the only thing people can see. I'm aware.
Sir, you've clearly been getting a lot of eye ass as well because your pink eye is raging. Your conjunctivitis is disgusting.
I've got to go.
You are not allowed in this Hannaford anymore.
Sir, please leave.
Please go.
And then you yell about your freedoms and
That's the thing, man.
with your pink eye. And your...
I would look extremely credible, I'm sure, with both my eyes crusted over with conjunctivitis.
They can still tell you're staring at that woman's cleavage too long, though.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Those are nice, by the way. Listen to me.
This is all a hoax. If only it was that easy.
That's the thing that bothers me, though, about the whole mask thing, is we should all be wearing them. I reserve the right to internally judge you for not doing it. Like, Cumbies, or like, if I can blow up a local establishment because they deserve to get blown up, maybe honestly in an act of terror, maybe I'll do it.
Uh-oh.
Like, literally.
Watch out.
Strap some C4 to myself.
This is a comedy podcast.
This is a comedy podcast. No, but you walk into Quality Market, and it ain't quality because the quality of mask wearing is next to none.
Oh, so it's a hoax for them. They are QAnon.
Dude, the employees don't wear masks. Like they're taking like zero COVID precautions. I don't know how they haven't been shut down.
They don't give a shit. It's surprising.
They don't give a shit, and their clientele is like, finally a place where we can go and be seen.
Well, it's because there's nobody around that's going to enforce that shit. Nobody.
Well, yeah, and that's why I got called a fag when I wore a mask in there. That place is a cesspit.
It was there that you got called that.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was somewhere else. That was the store that when I was growing up was around the corner from where I lived. And you could go in and get candy for 99 cents. And look at this Snickers bar. It cost you 50 cents.
It's a big Tootsie Log.
That was a day. And so we would go there. I had a lot of childhood memories from Quality Market.
Sure.
And that's very sad to hear. But the owners were always a little weird.
They've just gone down in like quality and respect, and it's the same thing as Simply Subs. Like a place you remember fondly from your childhood that just fell the fuck apart, and you're not asking for the moon.
I love going to Simply Subs. I mean, obviously that's controversial.
You have eaten a human finger at some point if you eat at Simply Subs.
I don't eat there a lot. I just
like face
I don't even
facts.
care. Like I'm not talking about their food. I'm talking about going in there and it's like really kind of this. It's got weird lighting and the people who work there look like they hopped off a train from Transylvania, and it's this weird, eerie kind of. Again, there's like almost like a divot in the floor where you're waiting for the building to kind of cave in on itself. And I love it. I love every second of it. I'm just here to hang out for a second and get this beverage. Can I just talk to you for 5 minutes?
Well, and it's like populated exclusively by McPoyles.
Yes.
All these like misshapen.
That's such a great way of saying it. Oh my God.
It is. It's like a McPoyle family reunion. It's like someone took a bunch of like bags that you put dead leaves in and filled them with pudding. And we're like, oh no, these don't look right. We'll hide them in here.
It's like if you were God and you're making people and you're like, how can I make scarecrow people but make them pass in society?
How do you make a fat scarecrow?
It's amazing. I love it. I love it. And I remember when I was growing up, like it being great and people I know used like to work there and like ran the ice cream out of the side and like it was a great place to go. And then it's not.
Yeah.
And now in the COVID world, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, now I'm pretty sure to work there that you like have to have killed someone.
Dude, I love it though. I love it.
I get food poisoning every time I eat there. I haven't eaten there in 2 years. I'm standing by the streak.
Where else has mac and cheese bites?
I don't care. I literally don't care. I'll make my own.
Oh, you'll make us mac and cheese bites?
I'll make them with cauliflower macaroni and cheese, yeah.
Fuck you.
Because you're living in my world now.
That's it. I'm ending the podcast this week. My God.
Well, there you go.
Look at that.
I've finally done it.
That's it. Do you have anything to plug? Oh, fuck. Is that supposed to be me? That hurts my feelings.
What?
What? I was reversing it on you.
No, I was mostly laughing at your attempt to steal the bit.
Yeah, that's good. That's fine.
It was fun. It was fine comedy.
Cauliflower macaroni. Listen, if you're making mac and cheese bites, like you've got to do that the right way because they've got to like. Oh yeah.
Cauliflower pasta.
No.
Organic cheese mix.
You make me sick.
That I've made myself. It's all going to be vegan.
I remember you're just.
I'm going to make you vegan mac and cheese bites. You're really going to like them.
I don't like this bit.
Vegan ketchup. I put kelp in it.
I am going to.
Plenty of zinc for you.
I'm going to write you such a strongly worded email.
Poops don't turn black.
Oh my God. Don't you dare fuck with the sanctity of mac and cheese.
And when I say fried, I mean they're just going to be.
You have a deep fat fryer, don't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're going to
actually have two.
We're going to get like some great macaroni, like grade A, and we're going to make the cheesiest cheese. That's just like every single bite of this is a sin from God. You must hide yourself under a veil and eat it like an ortolan because the shame runs down the sides of it. And dip it in a little bit of ketchup every now and then. Oh, it's so good. It's the most delicious thing ever.
And the thing is, you
got to
use
stop your heart if you eat 5 of them.
The
so
right
you
cheese.
Get 2 each.
You got to use like Velveeta. I know that's an anathema to some people, but I personally love Velveeta. It's so creamy. I don't think it's actual cheese. But you've convinced me it's cheese. So for all intents and purposes, Velveeta's cheese.
Fuck it. Why not? I don't care. Everything is going to kill you.
We'll try a couple things.
Everything delicious kills you.
Should we do a Skimbo Lounge mac and cheese off?
Listen, if you are making delicious mac and cheeses, the ones that would put like that breading on the top of it, oh, it's so good. I am in.
That's the midnight special. Yeah,
it's the most delicious thing ever. I'm just like, I want to put this on chips and eat it like nachos. I'm dying. I'm dying when I eat this.
I made that for a girl in New York City, and she got very upset with me.
Why?
It's so fattening.
Like, it's so good.
It's like, I'm not.
It's an every now and then treat.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, baby, come on. This is like, I'm not asking you to do anal. This is macaroni and cheese. I did this for you.
That's how you get her to do anal.
You can have one or the other.
You start with that, and then she's like, that seems reasonable. And you go, well.
Taking it up the tailpipe sounds better than
right.
getting fiat.
All right, sweet. I'll put this down the disposal. And then you go have anal sex with your hypothetical girlfriend.
And I look at myself in the reflection of the microwave and I go, he always gets his man. He bangs them. He bangs them all.
Bangs them all. Great.
Who are you talking to? No one, sweetie.
Be right there.
Well, start mayonnaising yourself up. I'll be in there.
That's disgusting. Actual mayonnaise.
Grease the chute. I shall be there shortly.
Anyways.
All I was saying about the mask thing, too, is let's not be ratting on the people that aren't wearing the mask, because that's how you get the Karens, and they explode in a Costco and start throwing shit around.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I sit and I go, maybe it's a good thing when you're in a tight area with people, like, to not be that one guy like,
but leave that up to the fucking
on my rights.
Employee to go, hey, you can't shop here if you don't wear the mask.
Because I remember when I signed up to work at Hannaford's as the assistant manager, 19. Oh, look, they gave me keys. I'm so excited. And this fucking 34-year-old steamrolling battle axe of a woman, you can't infringe on my rights, comes in. And Terry, that's part of your job description now. Is you've got to go.
Terry.
You've got to go tell that woman, Mr. Papadopoulos, I don't know if I want to do this. And then you got to go out and have that woman cough in your face. You're infringing on my rights. I should be able to come in here and get food. You're depriving my family of children. You bigot.
If she has coughed in your face,
she sounds like a terrifying woman.
Then she drew the first blood, and you get to punch her in the stomach.
You just get to sue her for. I mean, you get to charge her with assault, is what you do. You get the cops there.
You get to hit her.
I'm just surprised that a lot of stores, like big chains, I mean, like Quality Market's never going to afford it, but why big chains like can't afford security? Like in New York, when I was leaving, there were people. Like at the early days to enforce it, there was a security guard at like the Rite Aid in Queens around the corner from where I lived. Like this kind of like a pretty innocuous, but they had security.
But that's unfortunately one of the sad things about living in a free society is we can't really be forcing people at like, look, we either hate the cops or we love the cops, right? So we can't be having them enforce mask wearing policies at the grocery store. You kind of got to go.
Different though. These aren't police.
But you kind of got to go. If these people aren't going to do it and they're not going to play along, they're a fucking asshole, and you reserve the right to judge them.
Well, you reserve the right to not to fucking serve them.
You reserve the right to refuse them service. Yeah, exactly. So and that's the store. I'm saying if you're shopping in the same store as someone without a mask, is it really necessary to go up to them and start shit? Because if they're going to be a Karen, what are you? Like, what is the equivalent of the person that goes and starts that shit? Probably, ostensibly, to make them defensive. I don't think most people who go up and go, "Where's your mask, motherfucker?" are doing that as a courtesy for public health.
Yeah,
it seems like they're trying to start a viral sensation.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say that it's all about just trying to start some shit. It's about going and harassing people and getting that dopamine hit. That's what it is. You were inside for months when you didn't want to be. Why did this affect my life? And you just got all this vitriol built up from all these Facebook posts and these fucking America First groups and all these fucking crazy things that you follow. And it just boils over to the part where you're just, I'm not going to have anybody infringe on my rights. And you fucking storm your ass mask free down to the nearest fucking place that will refuse you so you can start some shit.
So then you can go to Quality Market and you can call someone like me who chooses to wear a mask the F-bomb.
Yeah, exactly. So you can find the places that support you in your little circle of crazies. As you slowly get chipped away, honestly, is what's happening. Well, we don't give a shit, and a bunch of people get sick, and a couple of them die every single fucking time. Like, it's not, like, I wonder for certain people if it's like someone you know has to die in order for you to give a shit. I really do.
Oh, 100%. I think about it a lot. If the woman who made fun of me at Quality for wearing a mask, if I had, fresh out of Brooklyn, pulled my mask down,
licked her face,
coughed in her mouth,
tongue kissed her,
given her deep,
gently,
take the breath out of her lungs.
Mwah.
Look
I'm
at you.
contagious.
You petty little pig. This is for you. If I had, let's just say this woman is just being cavalier. She gets COVID. She goes home and gives it to her elderly mother who then dies. Do you think the headline is going to be, I was wrong? I should have taken preventive measures and been better about this?
No, blame
it's
society.
Other people killed my mommy.
Yeah, 100%. because they gave it to me and I didn't know I had it.
Because I'm a petty little pig, and all I know is how to position myself as the victim.
Well,
You're infringing on my rights by wearing a mask. You're infringing on my rights by suggesting I wear a mask. You're infringing on my rights by killing my parents.
Well, it's a brilliant tactic, though, when you sit there and watch these people who are out there protesting right now or arguing for their rights to be like, my rights have been infringed upon too, and you don't see me doing that. It's like, we're arguing for different things, man. I don't know. And just so they have that ammunition, and they're just this crazy cognitive dissonance right now is going on in America. It's pretty weird. Pretty weird stuff. I think it's going to end the world, and I kind of hope it does.
Well, we're getting pretty close to seeing if my prediction for the end of the world is going to come true because the election's coming up and mine hinges on the election.
Oh, yeah?
To remind you guys.
Mine's got years away.
Yeah, yours is years away.
Yeah.
Mine is about Biden. I mean, I actually kind of forget the details, so I'm going to look stupid. Mm-hmm. But what else is new? But mine definitely hinges on Biden getting elected. So we're close. We're getting there. We're going to find out.
Big portion of the world doesn't like Biden. It's gonna, forget it. We're done with that. We're done.
Uncle Joe.
We're done. I don't want to.
Can I tell you one funny thing I saw while I was driving through Maryland this weekend?
No. Yes.
There was a guy who had a toilet on his lawn with a sign and an arrow pointing down to the toilet that says, "Come here to cast a vote for Joe Biden."
Oh, wow.
And I thought that was pretty biting political satire.
Wow, look at that. He had an extra toilet for that.
That's luxury.
That's effort.
And this petty little pig loves luxury.
Well, it's like that mailbox we used to see on the way to Johnson, Vermont, that always had a different scripture from the Bible.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. They put some effort into this. Every day they come out and change it.
Yeah.
So exciting. Yeah. So exciting.
It was like the realtor in Northfield who had the signs up for a while, and the bottom of each one was some like hip little phrase like, "Fun fact, Batman used to live in this house."
Yeah.
I wanted so badly to call that guy. I'm like, "Yes, I'm here to inquire about the house that Batman used to live in."
Yeah. Yes.
Was it Keaton or Bale?
Which Batman? Sir,
it was Affleck. Fuck.
I was just making a joke. Batman didn't live here.
You shouldn't joke about things like that. You know who jokes about things like that? The Joker.
Click.
Start sending him these greeting cards just have ha 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 written in them.
He just keeps getting people calling about it. "Hello, I'm here to inquire about the Batman house. Which Batman?" And just everyone, "You shouldn't joke about them being the Batman
Just
house."
call us a bunch of different Batman villains.
"I'm here to inquire about the Batman house."
Call us Bane.
"Oh, yes. I'm here to call about the Batman house."
Yes.
"Do you think it would support an in-ground pool?"
"Is he still in the house?" "I've got some things to say to him."
"Nobody cared who I was until I put a down payment on the house."
That would be a fun use of time.
What?
Considering I can't get unemployment.
To start calling random places as Bane trying to buy houses?
To specifically call him about the house that he claims was owned by Batman and waste his time. See, this is what people don't get.
Call him over and over and over as different voices.
As different villains. Because this is what people don't get. If you want to actually affect change in the world, you have to just waste people's time. Like Occupy, and this is a Doug Stanhope bit, but I think it's brilliant.
Uh-huh.
Occupy, instead of just like sitting around playing the drums, you go to a bank and you apply for frivolous loans all day and just gum up their system. And when they say no, you say you're going to sue them for discriminatory lending practices. This is what we have to do now. I'm going to beat the realtor.
Start doing really disruptive practices.
By breaking his spirit and his body.
I mean, what you say is like, it's how you stick it to these places.
I am pretty much the smartest person alive, Rory.
Yeah, you said you took it from Doug Stanhope.
Well, that's why I'm the smartest person alive. Steal the good shit, pass it off as your own.
It's fair. Okay, I can't find any flaw in that logic.
You goddamn right.
Can't do it.
You goddamn right. You cuck.
Well,
I think that's probably an episode.
Yeah, it's an hour 15. We're doing good.
Okay, yeah, we're sitting pretty. So yeah, I mean, are we gonna try to do these little 10-minute Hot Pocket podcasts or what?
I mean, do you have the time? We've got quite a bit between now and the next.
We're going to
do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week. So if you've got the time laid out, because I got to tell you, little secret, I'm not doing much.
Well, I was supposed to be in North Carolina this whole week.
So you got time.
So I have time.
Yeah, okay.
So maybe this is the week to do it.
So yeah, next week. So this episode's coming out Wednesday the 16th? 15th? I don't know what Wednesday is.
16, yeah.
Yeah. So the week after this one is going to be episodes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And are we going to do 10-minute installments, or do we think we need 15 to do movie reviews?
I think we need to revisit, too, whether they're going to be movie reviews. I think we can do something more creative with the 10-minute format. I just don't know what I want it to be.
Well, listen, I still want to review Under Siege in one of them.
I mean, here's the thing. We talked
Tommy
about
Lee
it
Jones.
last night, and I was pretty into the idea of it being the week of Seagal.
You wanted to just... but see, that's movie reviews, though. That's all movie reviews, one every day.
I don't think they even need to strictly be movie reviews. It can just be like Steven Seagal related discussion. You know what I mean?
But what would those be without reviewing the movies?
Well, I think we're just talking about Steven Seagal.
Well, don't be wrong. I like talking about Steven Seagal for a week better than watching Tiptoes and Cuties.
Oh, we're still going to watch Cuties. I'll let you off the hook for Tiptoes, but we'll watch Cuties.
So we're reviewing Cuties on Monday. Monday. On the next Monday. And then Tuesday will be something else. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
What if we save Cuties for when we go back to our regular schedule?
So what do you guys think out there? Should we be doing movie reviews for these 5 days? We're doing 10-minute episodes. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 10-minute installments on either any topic you guys want us to cover. You're like, cover the Black Dahlia murders. Then we would dedicate 10 minutes on Tuesday on that podcast when that comes out for you guys to hear us bullshit about the Black Dahlia murder. You get what I'm saying? Are you picking up my shit? Are you figuring where I'm going here? Give us some ideas about what you would want us to rant about for 10 minutes. Get in touch with one of us on any of the many platforms we're on, or the Gmail. Nobody uses the Gmail.
Or if you know us personally, reach out.
Yeah, shoot us a text. Don't abuse it.
If you know us in the biblical way.
And we will make it happen. We've got that kind of power. Our producers have no control.
Right now, to me, the winning idea is just the week of Seagal. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while.
If you want Week of Seagal too, you can go ahead and cast your vote for Week of Seagal.
Send me a picture of his walrus ass.
Yeah, just start sending us pictures of Steven Seagal.
The only person, or like fun facts about him and stuff.
Yeah.
The only
Did you know
person,
Steven Seagal broke whose arm was it? It wasn't Chuck Norris.
Was it JCVD?
He broke. No, I don't know.
Was it Van Damme?
I don't think it was Van Damme. He broke someone's arm on set. Maybe it was Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Hey Siri,
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Sean Connery's wrist.
Sean Connery's wrist. He broke Sean Connery's wrist.
Interesting. So already right there, 10 minutes to devote to...
God damn it. What did you do? It's all clicky.
She's my good jerking off hand.
What are you going to do?
You seem to have injured me.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I still want to do Sean Connery, too, as like a Klingon chancellor.
I like these Klingons. They smack their women around.
Kapla.
Come here, you.
Yes, that roe cake blood pie. Wonderful.
Raise your bat'leth to the sky.
All right.
I mean, that right there, we could do 10 minutes of like Steven Seagal, the way he's injured people on set.
I mean, maybe.
Because that could be the topics is like one day is like his on-set behavior. One is his weight gain over the years. One is his movies. One is like whatever. We can structure. Steven Seagal, I think, gives us a lot of content because we're both passionate about Steven Seagal.
In a certain way, yeah. I didn't realize how passionate until you just laid it out. Boy, I'm going to take that poster in my room down now. It's a little weird. He stares at me all night. At first, it was reassuring, but now I realize, folks, it's a little weird.
He's leering at me. It's just him cramming pasta in his mouth.
So listen, if we don't hear from anybody and you guys are like, I've got a better idea, or I want you to dedicate one day to this, we're doing a week of Seagal next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Episode 87, 88?
Yeah, this one's going to be 6, so that's going to be 87 parts A through A, B, C, D, E.
Here you got there
we
yeah. Go. I'm super. I was watching. I was like, "You're gonna sing it, aren't you?"
I almost said F. I would have looked.
I
so
thought you
dumb.
were gonna say D, and I was gonna be like, "Ooh, no."
No, I took the high road and I counted.
Yeah, I was like sitting there. I was like, "This is gonna be great," and it was. It was.
I don't know, man. If you don't have a better idea than the week of Seagal, then it's the week of
That's
Seagal.
the week of Seagal. Yep. And a possible surprise topic on Friday because our viewers are so engaging.
Please don't write in because I want to do the week of Seagal.
Well, there
so
you
if
have it,
have
guys.
something better, don't tell me.
If you want to disappoint Conch, now's the time to do it. Oh, he looks upset. It's fantastic. All right, I think that's it, man.
You got anything you want to plug?
Coming up next week, the week of Seagal.
Yes. Well,
Stay tuned.
I will be at the Taj Mahal.
You're always at the Taj Mahal.
No, I'm always at Zany's.
You go to Taj Mahal and then you go to Zany's. Don't act like you're not at both.
Okay,
of those
fine. I'll be at the
places.
Funny Bone in Bloomington, Indiana. I will also be at the Chuckle Hut in Huntington, Alabama. Doing my socially distanced sets. You can catch me at tickets are at skimbolounge.com.
Yep.
And I will not be signing breasts anymore. You know why.
Okay. There you
And
go.
I'll leave you guys on that bit. All right, Rory. Thank you so much for being here. It was great.
Like I'm a guest. Fuck you.
I had a lot of fun.
You piece of shit.
So until next time, thank you. Go fuck yourselves. And goodbye. Well, I lowered my standards quite a bit just to be here.